What's the rarest gun you've ever shot or owned? Pick related, Kalashnikov SR1, civilian version of the AK-107. Same recoil dampening counterweight system as the AK-107. Zero muzzle rise when shooting. Compatible with AR mags and M-LOK accessories. Sadly, doesn't come with iron sights. Had to buy pick related red dot. Pretty reliable so far, no failures whatsoever after a few hundred rounds. Heavy as fuck, 4 kilograms or 8 pounds empty. Much better ergonomics than the traditional AK platform. Mag release and bolt release are both right next to the trigger guard. Safety is just above. Ambidextrous bolt handle. Only downside is its moving handle, which can be a problem if you are not gripping it properly or want to use the sling. Accuracy is good for an assault rifle. Consistent 1 MOA groups at 100 meters. Only a few were exported out of Russia between 2019, year it came out, and the sanctions due to the war in 2022. Enfield L42A1 with original crate, one of 1,080 made. Not exactly a unicorn, but rare, 1918 Luger. Not rare, but my SAR-1 is covered in trench art. The sling has Rambo carved into it, and the stock has kill marks along with a bunch of different names and a cross etched into the dong. Rarest I've shot? It's a toss-up between my buddy's Frommer Stop or a real SGG-44 at a range. Rarest I own? Probably my M1D Garand. I don't think my Springfield trapdoor is exceptionally rare, and I also have a Marlin Model 39D I've been told is rare. Probably the Berger Slurger Fletchstep. Beretta AR-70/90. About 900 parts kits were imported in 2020, of which only 300 have been assembled by known builders who do it. So probably less than 400 in the country. Not super duper rare, but definitely rare. Got a few here. Pre-ban Arsenal SA RPK-5 with blonde wood and poly furniture. 5.56 RPKs are almost non-existent in the US. Colt LE6940P Piston AR. Heard these were made for dough and only 1,000 to 2,000 were made. Hard to find replacement parts though. Kusa KP9. Not really much to see here, but discontinued due to, bankruptcy. Even if their website is still alive for some dumb reason. Shot a CZ Parrot today. It's hilarious to play with race guns. 9-day difference from shooting a carry pistol. Also shot a Luger, which was a lifetime dream of mine. Very fun to shoot, but man, that rear sight may as well not even be there. Rarest is probably the Felt TF919. I don't know exact numbers, but it's very small. Double digits in the US at almost third bay ounce. Certainly less than 100 since it's technically not been released. I would guess it's closer to 20 in the wild. Armatix IP1, never commercially sold in the US, supposedly only 20 imported for press demonstration out of perhaps 300 produced. M18 recoilless rifle, less than 1,000 made. Also have a Rem Lee 1899 and 303 Brit. No clue how many were chambered in this, but less than 12 are currently known. Own? Probably Paratrooper Arasaka. Not particularly impressive, but I'm very proud of these two. Real deal 1-7 twist barrel West German HK93 and current production 550. As for that I've shot, probably a prototype/test round Serg upper that went to SOCOM for an XM17 marked P320. Same one that showed up in the SIG Vickers guide. My rarest gun are the Telco XM10, Portuguese contract AR-10 built on a US receiver, and Wolf Ultramatic. I have 3.5 of the stupid things and 38 Super 9x21 in 9mm. Sadly, the XM10 has cancer, where the two halves of the stock start to split apart, so I don't take it out often. Rarest gun you've ever shot? An STG-44. Rarest gun you ever owned? Probably not that rare in burger stand, but I have a 1944 Garand converted post-war to 7.62 Hato by Breda. My Uzi by FN Herstal, owned legally in France, one of the most absolute piece of shit when it comes to aiming. After 2023, they asked me to sell it to the police because the surplus block and barrel were considered reversible in full auto, which was true in fact. I seized the opportunity of getting rid of it. What's the rarest gun you've ever owned? My unaltered 1893 Ottoman Mauser in 7.65 with the magazine cut off. My Spaz 12. Mine is different because I'm pretty sure it was a caught-in customs gun. It has a fixed stock with a full-length magazine tube. From my understanding, it originally had a folding stock, but when the '89 ban happened, they had to swap the stock out. But it was still a full year before magazine capacity was restricted on imports, so it still has an 8-shot tube. I don't have anything super rare, but I have a few uncommon guns. My Nagoya Type 99 Long is one of 8,000 made by them before they switched to the short rifle. I also have a Weimar-era Simpson Luger, which they only made 12,000 of. I mostly collect iconic 20th century shit, so as a consequence, I don't really have anything excessively rare. Pick-related is probably the closest. These are rare as fuck. Too bad feeding it kills my wallet. Probably the Moroku Liberty Chief. It's a revolver made in Japan that fires .38 special instead of 9mm Jap unobtainium. It's not rare by any means. They brought a few thousand into the US when Moroku didn't win the Japanese police revolver contract. It looks good, but is definitely a bit rough around the edges. Overall, I like it, even though mine is a little clapped out. My FN-15 patrol rifle I bought at the PX at JBLM. This was before anyone sold military clones and I wanted a legit M4. I replaced the barrel from the 16-inch cold hammer forged to a 14.7-inch FN barrel with the A2 birdcage pinned and welded. It has a Knight's rail direct buy from CAC, Mautek rear iron, Trigiconti A31F red chevron, and a full ANPA and PAC 4C laser. Rarest? My Uzi pistol. The most unique is my Nagant revolver. Rarest gun you own? My Soviet Dragunov. Rarest gun I shot? An STG-44 and a PSG-1 all in the same day. I've got my M1C that is probably my rarest or my HK Super 90 M1. Model 53. Not extremely rare, but definitely uncommon. HK SL7. What's uncommon are the 20-round magazines. Found 2 of these in a gun shop in Austria. Apparently HK made 20-round Forester or Woodsman mags and only sold them in Germany, Poland, Austria, Switzerland, and Czech Republic, and even then only briefly. Recently I posted my 83 Spaz in another thread, so I'll post what's probably the second rarest thing I own apart from a near mint commercial Luger, hoping that stuff for the K1 starts coming along if the K2 stuff goes well. Shot a full auto Uzi with the wood stock before, but the particular example kinda sucked ass. I didn't get to shoot it, but I did get to see a Mount Pac-2 handgun when I visited the DPRK that dear leader Kim Jong-il used to shoot a perfect 600 25-meter score. I fared much worse because I am a shit shot even with the provided Margolin. Win Torres, in the process of making it into a Val just to piss people off. Rarest I've shot? Original 1803 Harper's Ferry rifle. I thought it was just a repro with really well done faux patina until the guy told me. Apparently he doesn't let anyone else handle it, but I spurged out so hard about it and the Lewis and Clark rifles that he knew I was a true student of history. Rarest I've owned? Probably my FNC. It's nice. It's an early import, so it has a 1.7 military barrel instead of the 1.12 Sporter barrels they brought in later. Pretty cool, but 90% of the people who come to me at the range reference that anime. Not as much recently, but when I first got it, it happened all the time. Rarest I've shot was my dad's Wild E45 Win Mag. That or a completely handmade hardware store special shotgun. Technically, that particular gun is a one of one. Rarest I own is a Giselle of indeterminate origin. As far as I can tell, it's not a genuine period gun, but was made relatively recently. Beyond that though, I don't know where it came from or how it got here. I haven't shot it yet, but the rarest gun I own is my all-matching Gewehr 44 that already has a shooter's kit with it installed.
Gather round, 'cause it's Alexander's ragtime band.